मंदिर प्रतिष्ठार समय আমি শালগ্রাম দিয়েছিলাম।
That is the samadhi, Pushpa samadhi of Bhakti Prasad Puri Maharaj. His name was Anant Vasudev. He was a scribe of Bhakti Siddhanta. Bhakti Siddhanta used to speak, even before Gurudev used to speak, he used to write. He used to know the mind of his Guru. Very nice. They made it. This temple is under the Gaudiya mission. After Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati disappeared, there were two parts to Gaudiya Math. One was Chaitanya Math and second was Gaudiya Mission. And Chaitanya Math got all the holy places in Mayapur, all the temples, and Gaudiya Mission got all the preaching places of the 64 Gaudiya Maths. And in Puri they got Purushottam Gaudiya Math. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada wanted to make a university, Bhagavatam University, because Gadadhar Pandit has taught Bhagavatam. Jaya Gaur Gadadhar, Jaya Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar, Jaya Gaur Gadadhar. Jaya Gaur Gadadhar, Jaya Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar, Jaya Gaur Gadadhar.
Jaya Gaur Gadadhar, Jaya Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar, Jaya Gaur Gadadhar.
Jaya Radha Vinod Madhava, Radha Vinod Madhava, Radhe.
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 Jaya Bhakti Vinod, Bhakti Vinod, Bhakti Vinod, Thakur Bhakti Vinod.
Jaya Bhakti Vinod, Bhakti Vinod, Bhakti Vinod, Thakur Bhakti Vinod.
Jaya Bhakti Siddhanta Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Bhakti Siddhanta Srila.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
So this area is the Vamshivat. Where Krishna's flute is eternally playing. Lord is playing the flute, Gopinath. And you had darshan of Gopinath?
No, I didn't go there. I didn't.
So there are two Vrindavans in Puri. One is, because there are two lords. One is Gauranga, one is Jagannath. So Jagannath's Vrindavan is Sundarachal, Gundicha. And Mahaprabhu's Vrindavan is here. Vamshivat. This is Vrindavan. Every day he used to come. After meeting Haridas and Siddha Bakul, he used to come to meet the Radha. That is why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati established the deity of Gaur Gadadhar. There are two Gaur Gadadhars here. One is established by Prabhupada, other is established by Mamu Thakur. That is in the Tota Gopinath temple. That near Madan Gopal, Madan Mohan Singh, Gaur Gadadhar. So very old, ancient. So, and also Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was very much, like attached to the mood of his own father, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Ishtar Dev, Gaur Gadadhar. So by remembering his own father, actually the rasas are very deep. But his father's camp was the camp of Anand Manjari and Kamala Manjari, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's camp was under Guna Manjari, Gaur Kishore Das Baba. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur told Bhakti Siddhanta to take Diksha from Gaur Kishore. But he was always attracted to the mood of his father. Remembering his father, he also established Gaur Gadadhar. And Radha Vinod Madhav, the same again, he was he never considered his father to be an ordinary human being. His other sons may have thought he's a father, but he always thought of his father as an intercessor. You know, in that story that one Babaji, his own guru, I think, Vijay Bihari, he came and he put his feet on Bhakti. No, he said so from his childhood he knew the Swarup of his father, Vinod Madhav.
What does Vinod actually mean?
Vinod means, there are many meanings. Vinod means giving happiness. Madhav means he is very sweet like honey. Madhu, honey. And because he is very sweet like that, he gives happiness to Radharani. Vinod means happiness. But also Vinod means that they both are giving happiness to Bhakti Vinod. Bhakti Vinod comes from Bhakti Vinod. He is giving happiness to them, they are giving happiness to him by engaging him in their service. So these two are the Radha Vinod. And especially after coming to this Vamshi, but both Radha and Krishna are very happy, we know. That's why their happiness is in this place. So that's why we made the name Vinod Madhav. And these deities are directly established by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And you know how Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada used to establish deities? They used to manifest in their heart. And then from their heart, how a pure devotee is called. The Pran Pratishtha ceremony which has been recently started in Ladakh, that was not traditionally performed in Gaudiya Math. I mean, that is okay, that's for the smarters. But the real installation of the deities takes place Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vinod Sreda Santa Sadaiva. Like Devaki and Vasudeva, you know, the Lord came in the heart of Devaki, in the Vasudeva's heart, mind, then he went to the Vasudeva's heart, then he went to Devaki's heart. Then he came birth. He directly gave birth from Devaki's heart. He did not go to Devaki's womb. Vishwanath Chakravarti explained that the Lord filled her womb with air, just to show the people that he appeared from the womb. Similarly, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, when he installed these deities of Radha Vinod Madhav, even in Chaitanya Math in Mayapur, he saw Radha Gandharvika Giridhari before. He saw Gandharvika in his vision. And then he said, I want the same deities. I want the same deities. And they found the deities in China. But it was already sold to a business. Krishna said, these are my deities. I already sold them. Radha Vinod Madhav Ji ki jai. Gaur Gadadhar Bhagwan ki jai. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Gadadhar Pandit ki Vamshi Dham Gaur Premanande.
I always thought he's tall because he's a lion ruler, right?
But he used to sit erect.
Like Prabhupada, like the Srila Prabhupada, like A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada.
Yes, he used to never bend his. even more than his birthplace, his bhajan place is more important to Gaudiya Vaishnavas because he taught this whole world how to do bhajan in the mood of separation. In Puri, you can see in his eyes, he's always crying. He's always crying. Nija nikata nivasam.
Where is this picture actually taken?
This is in Mayapur.
In my.
Chaitanya Mati has Chaitanya Bhagavat with him.
Okay.
Nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhanatvam. Nija nikata nivasam dehi govardhanatvam. 2 minutes we can sit here. He established the deities of Krishna, Dvaipayana, Vyas, and Madhvacharya. Here because his mission was to consolidate the teachings of our Sampradaya and present it in the purest, pristine, purest form. He wanted to present it to the world. And he used to, last 24 days before his disappearance, till the last he performed his bhajan here. And he used to hear Vaishnava songs, all the bhajans, here sitting in his room. And when he used to sit here and do his bhajan, he used to feel himself near Govardhan, Chatak Parvat is just touching. Actually, this is maybe called a small part of Chatak Parvat. We are actually right now on part of, yeah. So in that you see the difference between Vrindavan and Puri. Is in Vrindavan, Brajmandal, you cannot climb on Govardhan. So in Puri, right now, we are on the Chatak Parvat. No merciful. Puri is Gupta Vrindavan, a very merciful way, Dham. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati liked Jagannath Puri very much. Mayapur and Puri were his two bhajan sthans. So he used to sit here and sing that Govardhan Vash Prarthana Dashakam. Govardhan Vash Prarthana Dashakam by Raghunath Das Goswami. He used to say Nija Nikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam. Nija Nikata Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatvam. He used to chant Govardhan Vas Prarthana Dashakam and beg Govardhan that please give me residence at your foothills. Even when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati went to Radhakund, you have seen that Swananda Sukhad Kunj, the backside of Radhakund. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So when he went there, he said, my position is not there. He said, my position is a little away at Radhakund, maybe near Kusum Sarovar, somewhere there. That is his eternal yeah, he says our Guru Varga has stayed near Radhakund, so we should stay a little away from Radhakund and Govardhan. So, to serve them. So, but I mean, that is eternal because Sri Nava Yunor Kandare Kandarete. If you read the Govardhan Vashana Dashakam by Raghunath Das Goswami, you will understand that Govardhan is so fortunate because in every cave and every tree, it is imbued with Madhurya Ras. I mean, they are imbued with Radha and Krishna's Leelas are going on in Govardhan. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati chose this place to meditate on the Braj Leela. But see, this is also Govardhan. In Vrindavan also there is Govardhan. But here there is Vipralamba Bhav. In Govardhan there is, in Vrindavan there is Sambhog Bhav. So that is why he chose this place. And here he used to sing that last verse of the Shad Goswami Ashtaka. He Radhe Braj Devi ke chalalite He Nanda Sudokuta Shri Govardhana Kalpa Pada Patale Kavindi Vanni Kuta घोषन्ताविति सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेदैर्महाविह्वलौ वन्दे रूपसनातनो रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ. So we used to sing that, the Shri Goswami Ashtakam. And especially here, we approach the same Braj Leela, but we approach through Mahaprabhu's mood. That is why he chose this place, because just I'll show you the place when you go back. That is a place where Mahaprabhu went into a trance for 9 hours. He rushed from Gambhira, saying Chataka Parvat, Chataka Parvat. Giriraj, Giriraj, Lord rushed. He came here, when he came to meet, because you know, Gadadhar's presence here was already creating Vrindavan here, because she's Radha, you know, Gadadhar is Radha. And then Mahaprabhu said, I have to manifest Gopinath also, because Radha cannot stay alone. Radha has to be with Gopinath. So one day Lord came and he was digging and he manifested Gopinath for Gadadhar. And then after Gopinath came, Gadadhar is here, this is Vamshi, but you will see the forest here, it looks like just Nidhivan, Seva Kunj, the groves there. It's like that.
I think there is a window here in the back and here, and then you can see down to Kota Gopinath, right?
Yeah, this window opens into another window. There is a corridor outside. So he used to sit there and do his bhajan. Another window is also there. So he used to continuously meditate on Chataka Parvat and Mahaprabhu. Because when Mahaprabhu was unconscious here, Gauranga Mahaprabhu fell unconscious. At that time he went into Govardhan Leela. If you have read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will find that the devotees were shouting in his ear, Hari Bol, for 9 hours. They were trying to wake him up, and he manifested expanded form. His limbs, joints, it's just like Jagannath is like a tortoise, turtle. There's the opposite Mahabhav where the limbs are expanding. So Mahaprabhu was already 7 feet tall. His height was around 94 inches. I mean Mahaprabhu's height. So already he was so tall, but then he became elongated, and from his pores, blood came out. Here. Then he went into a trance. Blood was coming out from his pores and he was crying. Ecstasy. And he went into the Nikunja Leela of Radha and Krishna, where he started plucking flowers. In Govardhan, Radha and Krishna were sitting and he was plucking flowers. This is the place where he actually taught us Manjari Bhav. I mean, you say Manjari Bhav, it will become a Manjari of Radha Krishna. This is the place where Mahaprabhu actually taught how to, in that mode, he started plucking flowers. He became the servant of the Sakhis in the Braj Leela, and he was in a very deep trance. And because you know why Mahaprabhu, it's a very confidential thing. Mahaprabhu wanted to understand Radha's bhav, and Krishna wanted to understand. That's why he became Gauranga. But when he took Radha's bhav, he understood that those who understand Radha the most are not the Sakhis, they are the Manjaris. The very meaning of the word Manjari, you know what is the meaning? Man is mind, and Manjari, Jari means one who understands Radha's mind totally. One day Radha was looking at Krishna. Radha Rani said, I want a mirror. In your presence, a lot of bhav, emotions are arising in my heart. So, I want to see myself. So Krishna said, you don't have to see yourself. You just look at the Manjaris. Whatever mood is arising in your face or your body, the bhavas, they are the same, they are arising in Manjaris. They are in so deep, intimate contact with you, that they are personifying your attributes. So in Krishnadas Kaviraj, he describes in Chaitanya Charitamrita that manjaris are like the leaves, and Radharani is the creeper. Manjaris are the leaves and the flowers, the blossoming. All the powers of Radharani are manifested in manjaris. So Mahaprabhu here, a very confidential Leela here when he saw Chatakparu. That is why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has chosen this place. He himself is a manjari in Radha and Krishna's Leela, and but he did not want to make it cheap. He wanted to approach this high Leela from Mahaprabhu's Leela, Mahaprabhu himself. From his angle he wanted to approach. That is why he did his bhajan here. And then later, his two acharyas, Vyas is the disciple of Narada Muni. Krishna gave knowledge to Brahma, Brahma gave to Narada, Narada gave it to Vyas. Krishna Vaipanya, he's blackish. His birth, where he was born, he was born in Vishram Ghat in Mathura. There the ghat, there his father was going with the Satyavati on a boat. In the middle of Jamuna, he made an island, Vaipaya, an island. And because the clouds, he covered everything with the clouds so that nobody could see the mating in the middle of the Jamuna. So that's why he became blackish and called it clouds. Vaipaya. Krishna is black. Actually, unfortunately, most devotees, they don't know how to pronounce Krishna's name. It becomes a Varna Vyavadhan. When we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, we should pronounce Krishna clearly, otherwise we don't get 100% benefit according to Harinam Chintamani. So, it's Krishna. The tongue should bend, Krishna, and then touch the top of the palate. It is not Krishna. Krishna is the name of Radha or Draupadi. Krishna is the actual Krishna. Western devotees find it very difficult to. Maybe I have to do some demonstration like that. But Krishna, it becomes very difficult for Western devotees. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to pronounce it correctly. Always if you see Katha, you say Krishna. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Rana is the pleasure-giving principle, and it is the liberating principle. Meaning changes totally. Hare Krishna. And Rama also should not be pronounced like Ramo or
In Bengali is like that?
no. It is Rama. Even Ram is not correct. Ram, when you say Ram, it is only half. Half in Sanskrit. Say Rama, Hare Rama, Ramo may become the name of Lakshmi or the Lord Shakti. So the exact pronunciation is Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. So this is there is the last long pastimes before his disappearance. Sridhar Maharaj sang that Rupa Manjari for the sharing or some for the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He called all the brahmacharis here before leaving Puri. He called all of them and he told them, I am leaving. Krishna is calling me. I am leaving earlier. I am living 10 years earlier. Actually, Bhaktisiddhanta was supposed to stay in this world for 10 years more. But he left 10 years earlier. Because, why? Because the Lord called him, and secondly, some of the disciples started fighting that devotees who were collecting funds. They said that we are collecting funds and those who are writing books, they are just in the temple. So why we should give money for the book printing? We are collecting. So there was a little bit of that is why in Radha Kund he said हमारे इच्छा किछु boy he told Swami Maharaj Prabhupada in Radhakund that if you ever get money, bring books. So that was the instruction because he was not happy. Angun jal gaye, he said fire. So even in my presence they are fighting. So what will happen? He was not happy about that.
Say again these two groups which were formed.
Yeah, they were
Purushottam.
Ananta Vasudev Prabhu. He was a scribe, he was a writer. He used to write Anubhashya Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So after Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati left, many sannyasis, many devotees, they favored Ananta Vasudev Prabhu. And later on he took sannyasi, his name became Bhakti Prasad Puri Maharaj. Then his other group of devotees, his name was Kunja Bihari. Kunja Bihari Da. He was bringing the funds to Gaudiya Math. He was a grihastha at some point of time in Bangladesh. He was serving his Gurudev very nicely. So it's a long history. So then some devotees supported him. Then Kunja Bihari Prabhu also took sannyas. His name became Bhakti Vilas Tirtha. He was the founder of, he's the Acharya of Chaitanya Math now. His disciple Yati Maharaj now is in charge. Chaitanya Math.
But how is it these, like, from the devotees from this branch here, do they freely go to Mayapur, to that temple? And it's like,
today is a very big festival in Chaitanya Math. All
but there is still like, is there still this tension there?
No,
or like it's okay
it's
if you're
over.
from the other group?
It's over a long time. Now everybody today, all the mutts in Mayapur, Navdeep, they are going to meet in Chaitanya Math to celebrate their appearance. Yati Maharaj will carry their padukas, the shoes of Bhaktisiddhanta from Bhakti Bhavan, and he will bring it to the Samadhi temple. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati will have a nice festival. Everybody will be gathered there.
That's his Kevala Samadhi there, right?
Yes.
In the Chaitanya Math.
His original Samadhi. They brought his body. After 24 days from here, he left to Kolkata and he stayed in Bhakti Kuti, and that is where it disappeared, in Kolkata. Some devotees have a doubt why it disappeared in Kolkata, not in the town. But actually, Kolkata is a part of Gaur Mandal. And Navdeep Mandal, Navdeep Mahatmya, it is that Gaur Mandal has 1,008 petals, lotus, external. Then there is a 9-petal lotus, Navdeep Mandal, inside, which is 32 miles. But outside is 158 miles. It's a big one. The outside Gaur Mandal, Calcutta is included in that. In Gaur Mandal. That is why Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And another reason why he disappeared in Gaur Mandal was that in Calcutta was that he wanted to join his own group. Bhakti Vinod Thakur did his intense bhajan in Bhakti Kuti in Kolkata last 4 years. In 1904, I think, in 1900. In 4 years he went into a total trance. He took Babaji Vesh from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. He accepted the Paramhansa category of bhajan, and then he, for 4 years, Bhakti Vinod Thakur went into deep trance. He chanted 300,000 names every day. And he could see the Radha Krishna's Leelas with his own body. He entered into Radha Krishna's Leelas. Because his body which Bhakti Vinod Thakur had, that body is his own Swarup in Gauri Leela. And in Krishna Leela, his Swarup is Kamalaji. So, somebody asked Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati that what is your form in Gauri Leela? Bhaktisiddhanta said, this is my phone. What you are seeing right now, that's my phone. And go, your phone is eternal. So, this is the place. You are right, we should actually spend more time in this place. We have parikrama. They say that we are not in a Madhva Sampradaya. They say that Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord, so he can start his own Sampradaya. He has started his own Sampradaya. In Bhakti Ratnakar, the name of our Sampradaya is mentioned as Nimananda Sampradaya. Nimananda means Nimai. Nimai came again and he gave a lot of energy to our Sampradaya. But none of the Acharyas have said that the Mahaprabhu has started his own Sampradaya. Kavi Karnapur in Gaur Karunde's Deepika, he writes that he gives a list of all the Acharyas starting from Madhavendra Puri and from Madhvacharya, and he asserts that Mahaprabhu had chosen the Madhva Sampradaya. He has not started a new Sampradaya. That was a point of difference also between later on that. So actually what they quote is one verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita where Mahaprabhu met they went to South India and Udupi and he met the Madhvaites, and the Madhvaites were more Tattvavadis. So the Lord said that you are doing this, your goal should be Shravan Kirtan, your goal should be Guru. So he corrected, he said Tomara Sampradaya, he used the word your Sampradaya. So the Babajis, they say that it's not our Sampradaya, like that. But that is not a proof. The Acharyas like Kavi Karnapur and other Acharyas, they have written that Mahaprabhu has chosen the Madhva. Even in Bhakti Ratnakar, Nagari Chakravarti has established that Mahaprabhu has chosen our Sampradaya, Madhvacharya Sampradaya. He has chosen.
But can't we say we're called Madhva, Gaudiya Madhva Brahma Sampradaya because it's Madhavendra Puri? Because
no.
the Tattvavadis actually, they don't have any idea of they're very stuck in Varnashram Dharma thinking.
Yes,
they don't have this Madhurya aspect at all. Only with Madhavendra Puri actually the Madhurya aspect came into the Sampradaya.
But there are two things. First of all, Madhavendra Puri himself accepted Diksha in a Madhva Sampradaya. His guru was Lakshmipati Tirtha. So you cannot separate Madhvacharya, Madhavendra Puri from the Madhva Sampradaya. And secondly, when we say Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, it is not Brahma Madhva, it is Brahma Madhva. If you say Madhva, it becomes Madhavendra Puri. But Madhvacharya is Madhvacharya, not Madhvacharya. And Madhavendra Puri is Madhavendra Puri. So when you say Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, it means Madhvacharya. And even though there is no Madhurya Rasa introduced by Madhvacharya, but if you see, Madhvacharya was well aware of that. In Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes how Madhvacharya received, he started his Sampradaya in Navadvip. You read that past time. You should read that book, Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. It is the greatest book on.
I've read it, but I forgot.
Okay. The best book on God, the Thai Gaur Tattva. So this whole Gaur Naam, I am spreading in this world just on the basis of that book. That book has changed my life. When I took sannyas, when I went to Navadvip, I got the book in Bengal, changed my life. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Kali Jivera Aparata Sankhya Durvara Gaur Naam Amina Taran. The offences of the souls in Kali are insurmountable. Without Gauranga's name, no one can be delivered in this world. Bhaktivinoda Thakur realized. So that book describes how Madhvacharya's Sampradaya started. And the Lord actually showed Madhvacharya his eternal form. Madhvacharya actually realized being equal to Radha and Krishna. So Madhvacharya was fully aware of the Tattva, But Mahaprabhu told him, you don't go and preach to your disciples because the time has not come. After I come and after I leave, then my glories will spread. So Madhvacharya, so you cannot say there is no Madhurya. Madhvacharya was fully aware of the Madhurya. The only thing is he did not teach it to his followers. He did not teach at that time. That is why Mahaprabhu was... Actually, Mahaprabhu introduced that Madhurya at that time when he gave darshan to Madhvacharya in Navadvip. When Madhvacharya met Vedvyas, he took Diksha when he went to Badrika Ashram in the Himalayas. Madhvacharya went up and because Vedvyasa is still living, he's still there in Badrika Ashram. If you go to Himalayas, because we can't see, he's on the transcendental plane. But so there is a big gap between Vyasa and Madhvacharya in our parampara, but that doesn't matter because Madhvacharya actually personally met Vyasa and he went to Himalayas. He told his disciples to stay down. He was in Badrinath. Gaumukh, when you go above Gangotri, there is Gaumukh, Tapovan. You go to Badrika Ashram, it's only for mountaineers. Few people. Even if you go there, you can't see Vyasa. But Madhvacharya could see there, he discussed with Vyasa, he accepted initiation. And that's how he came down, and then he came to Navadvip, and then Mahaprabhu gave him the conception of Madhurya, showed his form, and Madhvacharya was very happy. So Mahaprabhu himself has blessed Madhvacharya to propagate the Sampradaya. All the four Sampradayas they started from Navadvip. Madhvacharya, when Ramanujacharya came to Puri, he was thrown to Navadvip in sleep.
That's why in Chaitanya Math they have all the four Sampradayas.
In there also in Janmasthan
Oh.
he established.
Why?
Because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's mission in this world was to, if you read Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, you will find, I can tell you some other time, but Gauranga Mahaprabhu took two things out of each Sampradaya. Two things from Madhvacharya Sampradaya, two things from Ramanuja's Sri Sampradaya, two things from Nimbarkacharya, from Vishnu's from Rudra Sampradaya. And he gave Achintya Bhedabhed Tattva consists of 2, 4, 6, 8 principles. And Achintya Bhedabhed Tattva consists of 8 principles. So that is how the teachings of all the four Sampradayas were consolidated in the teachings of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And those teachings are the pure teachings of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established in this world. The dark age which occurred after Gauranga Mahaprabhu's disappearance, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati changed that whole thing. He established pure Vaishnavism. Babajis, some Babajis were like taking it very cheaply, Aula, Baula, Akarta, Bhaja, Gauranga Nagari, Neda, Chuda, Dhari, the 13 upper Sampradayas which came out after Mahaprabhu disappeared. And Gauranga Nagari Sampradaya said that woman can have a Madhurya relationship with Gauranga, and they used to meditate on Gauranga in that way. They thought Gaur Gadadhar's relationship is, they made some distorted meaning of Gaur Gadadhar. I have written so many articles on that, Matus, asked many questions about it. So they gave a very explanation, and some of them are even quoting Bhaktivinoda Thakur's writings on Gaur Gadadhar, but I mean, it's totally not correct. It's an Apasampradaya. Gauranga Nagari, Chaitanya Bhagavata said Mahaprabhu never, even though when Mahaprabhu used to go on the street, all the ladies of Navadvip, they felt attracted because he's like Cupid, I mean, he's all beautiful. They meditated in his heart, they embraced his form, but Mahaprabhu never reciprocated with them like the gopis dancing with them in the night. Like that Mahaprabhu never did with them. So one has to be very careful nowadays. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati established this. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote about the 13 of the Sampradayas. The pure teachings were established. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, being a Grihastha, even though he was Mahabhagavat, he says, my preaching is limited, I can't preach. I am a Grihastha, he had duties of Grihastha. So he called the Lord to come and called the asked Jagannath, please send me a direct associate from the local. हमारा सेनापति भक्त जाइबे पापी हृदय पाप उखाड़ी आते. Chaitanya Mangal says, my senapati bhakta, commander in chief devotee will come and he will extract the sins from people's hearts and make them pure.
Senapati means what?
Commander.
Commander.
Some devotees feel it is Swami Prabhupada and some say it is Bhaktisiddhanta
Both
Saraswati.
of them come.
Yeah, but it was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati who, I mean, he said that those who will run away from my mercy into Western countries, I will send my Senapati Bhakta to go to them. And so actually it was the order of Bhaktisiddhanta by which Prabhupada went to Western countries. It was repeatedly, when Prabhupada was a Grihastha, Bhaktisiddhanta was repeatedly appearing in the dreams to Prabhupada, go take sannyas, go take sannyas. Go. So then Prabhupada sent, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada sent Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj to pull out Prabhupada and give him sannyas in Mathura. Keshav ji ko diya martin. And so, I mean, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, through the medium of Swami Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami, he actually spread Mahaprabhu's movement.
Didn't Prabhupada take sannyas in Allahabad?
No, he took
Mathura?
Diksha. Yeah.
Diksha he took in Allahabad.
Yeah.
Okay. And sannyas in Mathura.
Yes. And Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj's brother, his name was Bhakti Keval Odlomi Maharaj. He became the next Acharya after Bhakti Prasad Puri Maharaj. He went to Vrindavan Radhakund. Then the next Acharya became Bhakti Keval Odlomi Maharaj. He was the brother of Bhakti Keshav, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav. He became the Acharya of Gaudiya Mission. And after Bhakti Keval Odlomi Maharaj became another disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhakti Sri Rup Bhagavad Maharaj. Very humble. He became the Acharya of Gaudiya Mission. And now present Acharya is Bhakti Parivrajak. Parivrajak Maharaj is the disciple of Odlomi Maharaj. So in that way, we have paramparas.
So where is he?
He travels around
My travels.
sectors. Sannyasi Maharaj is the secretary of Gaudiya Mission presently. And Chaitanya Math after Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj came also similarly. Came to three Bhaktisiddhanta disciples. I don't know their names. Bhakti, another Bhagavad Maharaj, they were two, three acharyas and now Yati Maharaj's disciples. So like that, there are many branches going on from Bhaktisiddhanta. ISKCON is one of the branches. And each branch should respect the other branch according to Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhupada writes, one branch should not say I am the only branch. Then it's very unfortunately that kind of family relationship. Paramadvaiti Maharaj is trying his best to do something like that, unite. But a discussion is very difficult. Nowadays, as Kali Yuga is progressing, the groupism mentality, the sectarian mentality is very strong. It's increasing actually. So there are many open-minded, nice Vaishnavas and it's rare to find. So the problem is even among our Bhaktisiddhanta Dhara, Bhakti Vinod Dhara, there is no unity. So I mean, what the word. But I think that's the way how it will work in Kali Yuga. I mean, the empowered acharyas may come in different dharas, great soul, others may not accept him, but I mean they will help those souls who are sincere and humble, those who approach, then they will be benefited. It's difficult for everyone to understand because even to understand a Mahabharata it takes one to know one way. Yeah. So भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की
हाँ।
We chant this pranam mantra Om Vishnu Padaya
ओम विष्णुपदाय
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले
Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta
Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta
Saraswati Namine
Saraswati Namine
Srivarshabhanavi Devi
शिवाशभानुमे देवी
Hritaya Kripabde
दयिताय कृपाब्धये
Krishna Sambandha Vijnana
कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान
Daine Prabhave Namaha
दायिने प्रभवे नमः
माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमाध्य
माधुर्यरोल प्रमाध्य
श्री रूपानुगभक्तिदा
श्री रूपानुग भक्तिद
श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति
श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति
विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते
विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते
नमस्ते गौरवाणी
नमस्ते गौरवाणी
श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे
श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे
रूपानुग विरुद्ध
रूपानुग विरुद्ध
अपसिद्धांत ध्वांत हारिणे
अपसिद्धांत तंतहारिणे
सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की श्री सरस्वती ठाकुर भजन कुटीर की
Jai.
श्री चतक पर्वत की श्री राघव विनोद माधव की गदाधर की विनोद ठाकुर की और किशोर दास भवानी महाराज प्रभुपाद की गौर प्रेमानंद।
हरि हरि
So this is the Chatak Parvat. Lord Gopal was installed by Madhav Puri on the top of the floor. This is the place like that Mahaprabhu painted there. He's actually if we have Dada Gopinath Darshan today.
I mean, we can't walk over
Yes.
some hill or just.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
जय प्रभुपद
उनको दे दो ना देखिए Standing on the air, his body became elongated and all the devotees gathered here. Actually, there are two kinds of Ras Leela. One Ras Leela is occurring in Vanshi Bhat in Vrindavan. But in another Ras Leela, you know that place in Govardhan?
Oh, in the back is just like near Apsarakham.
Yeah, there is the Sham Kund. Baitak Ras Mandal is there.
Yeah.
And Pujari is there. So that Ras Leela, this is the place of that Ras Leela. Govardhan Das.
Yeah. It just looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. So some people say that some devotees say it is a spurti. Mahaprabhu got a spurti. Spurti means a vision of Govardhan here. But it's not only a spurti, actually it is there. It's Aprakat Leela in Puri, Vrindavan is there. Gopakumar, he saw everything. When Gopakumar saw Vrindavan, he saw as Nilachal hill as Gopakumar. Nilachal hill. The top where the temple is situated, that is the Nilachal hill. That he saw it there. Whereas Mahaprabhu saw Sarat Parvat because Gopinath is here. So it's not Spurti. Actually, the whole Vrindavan is manifested here because of Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit was staying here. This whole place is known as Yameshwar Tota. Gardens of Lord Yameshwar. And Lord Yameshwar is here.
down here in the...
You seen?
Yeah, I've been there. I didn't have a lot of things, but like,
Yes.
I did try some.
So him and Gadadhar were very good friends. Gadadhar and Yameshwar, they were friends. I mean, they were talking with each other, they would meet each other. Lord Shiva would come out and talk. To meet Gadadhar every day. We have
This was Bhagavad, right?
Bhagavatam 100 times. We heard Dhruva's Leela, Prahlada's Leela, and they used to sit down here. And Gadadhar Pandit was so much in ecstasy because, you know, my Gadadhar was reading Bhagavad.
ହଁ ମୁଁ ଆସିଥିଲି ମୋତେ ନା ଟୋଟାଲି ନୁହେଁ
This is Gopinath's garden. Gadadhar's garden. This garden is very good for bhajan. They are inviting me to do bhajan here. This is the birthplace of Gopinath. So this garden is very, very auspicious garden here. That what I was saying was when Gadadhar was reading Bhagavatam every day, 100, I mean, continuously, his tears continuously were washing his manuscript. His Bhagavatam, it got completely washed off by his tears. Totally it was washed off. So when Srinivas Acharya came here to learn Bhagavatam from Gadadhar, Gadadhar said, you have to make another copy of Bhagavatam and come to then I can teach. My Bhagavatam is totally washed off. But by the time Srinivas Acharya went to Mayapur from Janma Mata and get the Bhagavatam, make the copy from there, he came by Gadadhar Pandit, already he disappeared. So from here Srinivas Acharya went to Vrindavan. Yeah, ये माइक में बैटरी कम है, थोड़ा बाजू में रहना पड़ेगा, आवाज नहीं आएगा उसमें. You can take the call.
No.
So because of must be something urgent, they must be inviting. इसका ले लो ऐसा.
ऐसा कवा निकल लेते हैं तो काम नहीं निकलता है साल भर। हमारा घर में वो 50-60 जड़ है, वो ज़्यादा होगा।
ये काय का है?
ये पोलंग का है, उसको उसको तेल निकाल
एक कदम्ब का तमाल का भी वृक्ष है इधर।
हाँ, कमाल का इधर आगे।
हाँ
आगे
किधर है वो वाला?
वो कमाल का।
हाँ
वो आगे आगे।
वो जो काला है ना दीवार के टचिंग
हाँ
है।
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
और कदम्ब है क्या? नहीं कदम्ब।
कदम बने।
हाँ
कदम बड़ा वृक्ष होता है।
हाँ
Talking about my flight.
हाँ yes. Oh,
From Bhubaneswar to Delhi.
okay, okay. It got delayed.
No, I got the confirmation because they
Okay,
wrote
okay,
the
okay,
name
okay.
in the wrong way.
अच्छा अच्छा okay.
So
okay.
now they stated it's okay if your name is wrong, you can still go on a plane.
Okay, okay. That tree is Tamal tree. Outside, just the
Oh, the dark.
dark is Tamal. And fair is Kadamba. Kadamba is Radha and Tamal is Krishna. You know that?
Yeah, I already last summer.
Which one?
The Kadamba one is round.
Yeah.
कदम is round and flower is round.
So,
I once heard the statement, this came to my mind, that a Kadamba flower actually like represents the Gauranga because
so Radha Pandit said Kadamba flowers. Nitai likes Kadamba very much because it is Mahaprabhu's flower. He said, I want to wear a garland of Kadamba flowers. So Radha Pandit said, this is not the season, where will I get it? We are not, you are independent now. Nitai said, just go outside your home and just check. So Radha Pandit went outside and he saw that there was no season but still the tree was full with Kadamba flowers. Suddenly they had grown. Season,
कदम में भी से रेनी सीजन।
rainy season. Yeah. Then he made a garland for Nitai and put it in his neck. But then suddenly in the room there was a smell of udumba flowers. In the room.
उडुम्बा।
पता नहीं क्या है.
ओ
Every devotee was looking at Nitai. What is wrong? Nitai said, Mahaprabhu has come. And he is wearing a garland of udumba. So you, all of you can smell it. But you can't see it. And then Nitai could run. 4 places Lord used to always go when Nityananda Prabhu danced. Where Srivas Thakur's home, Sachi Mata's offering, and Raghav Pandit's offering. Sachi Mata's home and Raghav Pandit's. 4 places the Lord is always there. Whenever Nitai dances,
Srinivasacharya.
yes.
Like in the song Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Vaya Prabhu, is this the Srinivas at the end?
Ah, yeah. Narottam Das Thakur and Srinivas were very confidential friends. The whole Bhakti Ratnakar book is about that. It is 15,000 verses, the most nectarian book. When I read it first time, when I was a brahmachari, I read it whole night. And I was crying for 2 days. Continuously. Day and night. Bhakti Ratnakar. आवाज आ रहा है क्या उसमें? इतना दूर बैठे इधर से
नहीं होगा ना?
बैटरी खत्म हो गई.
नहीं होगा, नहीं इतना दूर से रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं होगा।
हाँ ठीक है इधर. So Narottam Das Thakur used to consider Srinivas as a Shiksha Guru. Srinivas's guru was Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was Gunamanjari. Srinivas was Manimanjari in Radha Krishna's Leela. And Srinivas Acharya's disciple Ramchandra Kaviraj was Karna Manjari. They are all very, very exalted.
Ramachandra, that's Ramachandra Sangamaga. So who is that Ramachandra?
There are 8 Kaviraj disciples of Srinivas Acharya, 8 poets, Govinda Kaviraj, Ramchandra Kaviraj. So these 8 were great disciples. And Ramchandra Kaviraj was one of them, and he was great friends with Narottam Das. Ramachandra Sangam again, Narottam. Because Narottam could not live without Ramachandra. When Ramchandra Thakur disappeared, Ramachandra's disciple was Ganga Narayan Chakrabarti. Ramchandra Kaviraj, Narottam Das Thakur se aaya. So when Ramachandra Thakur disappeared, Narottam Das Thakur also decided to leave this world. Could not live without that. He went into the Ganga, his disciples started massaging his body. and his body became milk. You know that? Narottam Das Thakur's body became milk in the Ganga. In his separation from Ramchandra Kaviraj and Srinivas Acharya. Srinivas Acharya was very, very exalted. Very. Once Srinivas Acharya in Radhakund only Nitya Siddha gopis are allowed. Sadhana Siddha gopis are not allowed. So in Radhakund, Radharani took bath and Lord Krishna, they had a fight. Radha and Krishna fight in Radhakund, like head to head, hand to hand, mouth to mouth. Every day they fight, literally. And Radharani's nose ring fell down while fighting the water. So Srinivasa Thakur was doing his bhajan in what was this place? Gopijan Vallabhpur in Bengal. He was doing his bhajan. So he was doing his bhajan and suddenly he had two wives, Ishwari Devi, one of his wives. So he was doing his bhajan and suddenly what happened when Radharani came out, they were dressing Radharani, they could not find her nose ring. So Radharani looked at Lalita, Lalita looked at Rupa Manjari looked at Mani Manjari, Srinivas Acharya, go and find this nose ring. So Srinivas Acharya jumped into the Radhakund looking for the nose ring, but the nose ring was not to be found. He was just swimming in Radhakund, going inside, he couldn't find, and in his bhajan he was meditating on that. He went, because Goloka, the time is very slow, so even one moment in Goloka becomes thousands of years here. So he was just looking for the nose ring and he couldn't find it. So 2-3 days passed, he was in Samadhi, he was not getting up only. His wives got very worried and everybody got very worried. What is he doing? So ultimately then everybody called Ramchandra Kaviraj his best disciple. And Ramchandra Kaviraj came and he looked at his guru and he understood everything. Because Ramchandra Kaviraj also knew his Siddha form in Goloka, so all eternal associate. So Ramchandra Kaviraj took a chadar and he covered Srinivas Acharya, and both of them were hiding inside and Ramchandra Kaviraj sat down and he entered into the Nitya Leela himself. And then he entered as Karna Manjari, and then he started helping his Gurudev Mani Manjari to search that nose ring. And it was him who found, he lifted one leaf. There was one leaf inside Radhakund, he lifted that leaf, he found that nose ring and he gave it to his Gurudev. Gurudev was so happy, Mani Manjari, she came and gave it to Rupa Manjari, gave it to Lalita Sakhi, and Lalita Sakhi put it on Radharani's nose. He was so happy, Radharani was so happy, she called Mani Manjari and she gave her betel nuts, that chewed betel nuts Mahaprasad to Mani Manjari, and she took it in a cloth and immediately his eyes opened in the Prakat Leela. Both Guru and disciple were sitting face to face and both started laughing. They came out from the Nitya Leela. And then everybody in the home became very anxious because that betel nuts of Radharani was there in his cloth. And it was so much fragrant. The perfume was everywhere in the house. Everybody is running, what have you got, what have you got? And the Maha of Radharani was given to everyone. Srinivas Acharya's bhajan was that deep, it was ultimate bhajan. Once he was meditating on the holy Leela and when he opened his eyes, his body became full with colors. Once he was giving a garland to Gauranga and Gauranga Mahaprabhu wore that garland, but he liked it so much he offered in return back to Srinivas. And his eyes opened, he saw the garland in his neck. So, I mean, Srinivas Acharya is the greatest Acharya of all times. So, Narottam Das Thakur was very attracted to Srinivas Acharya. Srinivas Acharya was 1/16 the power of Gauranga. Narottam Das Thakur was 1/16 the power of Nityananda. And Shyamananda Prabhu was 1/16 the power of Advaita Acharya. These three Acharyas, they came later after Mahaprabhu's disappearance, but they had all the potencies of Gauranga Nityananda and Advaita Acharya. That is my first disciple whom I gave Diksha. I gave him the name Srinivas Acharya. So I like his pastime. He was also the original book distributor. He distributed the books of the Goswamis. So Ramchandra Kaviraj is a very exalted soul, and his marriage was there actually. Ramchandra Kaviraj was very beautiful looking. He was like Cupid, curly hair, and his marriage was there with his wife, and he was going on a palanquin. At that time he was not a devotee. So he was sitting in the palanquin, he was looking outside, palanquin. And when he was passing, Srinivas Acharya Thakur was doing his bhajan outside in the moonlight. And when he opened the palanquin, he saw outside, he was looking. Srinivas Acharya saw the face of Ramchandra Kaviraj. And Srinivas Acharya was so happy. He said, what a beautiful face this person has. So when he saw that face, Srinivas Acharya said, if this person will become a devotee of Krishna, then life will be successful. Such beauty will be successful. And that Ramchandra Kaviraj, he heard that one line, one sentence from his Gurudev, and he started crying inside the palanquin. He went back in his home, and in the night, he could not sleep with his wife. Could not sleep. He woke up and he told his wife, I have to go, I have to meet my Gurudev. And he left and he came in the morning and he surrendered to Srinivas Acharya. So that is the Ramchandra Kaviraj, devotee. So this is there, that place, you see the temple, we can have a parikrama.
Yeah. I think Maharaj put it on the couch too.
Yeah.
11:30. 11:30.